The men are going to be carrying a longbow a fair bit like this, and what you'll see, the weapon in its basic form, is going to be a nice piece of hickory, black locust, mulberry, even references to red oak. I have a nice longbow, roughly the height of the man who shoots it. Some of them here around the nose, some of them a little ways above the head. Out of those local harder woods, twined with a nice string of sinew or gut, so the actual tendon running down the legs and back of the deer, or even the intestine itself. You'll see the bow is not actually going to have any sight or shelf for the most part, so you'll be shooting right off of your own hand, lining up your shots on your target. The English say that the men in this area in 1607, though, with this kind of equipment, can hit a target like a shield, or later references to a plate, dinner plate, down about 40 yards over and over again. At that distance, drive an arrow nearly a foot through an English wooden shield. And so those arrows, many of them taking a form kind of like this. But beyond that, they say that their best shots at random will strike at 100 or 120 yards. That comes from years of practice, starting at about 5 years old, practicing pretty well every day. Some days they say your mother will take a pine cone, piece of moss, or some such light thing tossed into the air, and that failure to hit it means you do not eat breakfast or lunch for the day. So at 15 or 16, there are adults expected to use this weapon in hunting, fishing, and in war. And you'll find the arrows often out of the river cane like this, a local reed sourced in the area, very similar to bamboo, which will sport points like this, the size and style for the most part of big game at the time, deer and bear, made out of stone that's traded for, flints and jaspers, quartz and rhyolite, things like that. Fixed on, and then you also find the river cane allows you this, interchangeable and replaceable points and shafts. And so their arrows and bows will be made and maintained by them. And the advantage, something like this, is instead of my point or my arrow possibly breaking in the field and becoming worthless, I may get years of use if I'm lucky out of this arrow, because the point itself can be lost or broken, the arrow surviving. Also means I can change the style of my points, hunt, fight, do as I please with only a handful of arrows if I choose to. So the basics of the arrows: wood or cane shafts, a nice notch for the bowstring itself, and then sets of 2 or 3 turkey feathers, which must curve in the same angle, the same direction, and have the same distance between them. Causes it either one, to rotate nice and slowly, sort of guiding the arrow, or to spin nice and rapid, allowing it to fly nice and accurately, even work its way through the wind at distance, and especially to twist its way through your target so the whole thing spins in flight.